Recently, I've been trying my hand at vibecoding. If you're not familiar with the term, it involves using text prompts to guide artificial intelligence to create software for you, with no prior programming knowledge required. In this case, I developed an app using Bolt that's designed to help the modular community explore their existing Eurorack setups. The app imports a rack you've built in ModularGrid and outputs a random number of modules back at you in the interest of creating module pairings you might not have thought about. In this way, it becomes a creative tool to discover new sonic possibilities that might be lying dormant in your system. You can also constrain the pairings to a certain number of HP. For example, maybe you're preparing a live case and you're limited on space and just want to leave the module selection up to chance. And finally, you can back up your data or clear it from the device entirely. I'm calling the app Eurorack Explorer, and it's completely free for you to use. This video is a simple introduction and instruction manual on how to use it. You can check out the app for yourself by clicking the link in this video's description. All right, let's jump in. Before we use Eurorack Explorer, we first need to get a rack out of Modular Grid. It's worth mentioning here that no scraping of the site is going on. Rather, we manually export the rack from the site. Eurorack Explorer supports two main import methods at the time of this recording: CSV and HTML. Neither method is better than the other. Rather, I've provided both, so if for some reason one doesn't work, you could try the other. And if all else fails, there's a third method, importing your modules manually. Although that's definitely the least effective way, so before you get to that point, send me an email using the feedback button, and I'll try to remedy the issue so you can get up and running faster. Let's look at the CSV method. First, make sure you're logged into Modular Grid, and then navigate to the rack you want to use. In this case, I'll use the current rack page that houses every module I own. Scroll to the bottom and click Datasheet, and then scroll down again and click Export CSV File. The HTML method is not that much different. Instead of clicking Export CSV File, click File and then Save As to save an HTML file of the page. If you're on Chrome like I am, select the Web Page HTML Only option. Now that we have the file exported, let's check out Eurorack Explorer. It's a simple layout as it's really only built to do one main task. Click Upload File and navigate to where your exported file is on your hard drive. Immediately, Eurorack Explorer populates the module names, the manufacturers, and the HP size of the module. You can then sort by module names or HP, and if you want, you can export the list to a variety of formats. You can also add modules manually. If you want to modify the module's name, you can use the pencil icon, and you can remove items like blanks or expanders from the list with the trash can icon. You can always return to this page by choosing the Manage button from the top navigation bar. Now to get to the core mechanic of Eurorack Explorer, its Randomize function. Click the Random Selection button and choose a number of modules you'd like to get back, a number from 2 to 6. If you like, you can constrain the maximum total HP using the next two fields. Then click Generate until you've reached a curious module combination you'd like to try. You can copy this selection and paste it into a text document if you want to remember it later. Eurorack Explorer is a persistent web application, which means that the data imported into it will be there the next time you use the site. This means you only need to import your data once. Under the Data tab, you can see how much storage your rack is taking up. You can also back up your data, restore your data, or clear the cache to remove it from the device. Okay, that is a basic rundown of how Eurorack Explorer works. While I've tested the app during its development, I encourage you to stretch it to its limits. If something breaks while you're using it, please send me an email using the feedback button, and I'll see what I can do to rectify the problem as fast as possible. And while I'm very wary of feature creep, if you have a suggestion on how the site could be improved to make it more useful for you, please also let me know through the feedback or in the comments of this video. This project would straight up not have even happened without the Bolt platform, just because there was no way I was going to hire a programmer on such a small project, and I didn't have the desire to sit around learning to code for 6 months just to make like a super rudimentary application. If you have an interesting concept for an application, it's never been easier to start than right now. I hope you get some use out of Eurorack Explorer and will join me for more adventures into the world of sound for next time.